Hi, welcome to another video. So, I saw a new AI coder that I found really interesting, and I thought I'd talk about it. This one is called AMP Code. It's actually by Sourcegraph, who have their Cody tool that apparently some people and many corporates use, which basically allows you to do basic chat, edits, and stuff like that. But they also seem to have made a new AI agentic coder called AMP, which has actually been recently launched. It is free with 1,000 credits to use, which is why I thought to try it, and I really found it interesting. So, let's talk about this and what it is. Basically, it's an agentic coding tool. It is a VS Code extension, which means it's easily plug and play, and it can also run as a command line tool. It's also multiplayer, meaning that you can share threads and collaborate with your team, which is kinda cool. It is not open source, which is a bummer, but still, it's fine. They say that AMP is unconstrained in token usage and therefore cost. Their sole incentive is to make it valuable, not to match the cost of a subscription. Basically, they don't intend to offer a subscription or stuff like that. Instead, you pay for token usage. It gives you 1,000 credits for free, which is enough for like 500 tasks from what I have seen so far. They also say that there is no model selector. You don't pick models, they do. Instead of offering selectors and checkboxes and building for the lowest common denominator, AMP is built to use the full capabilities of the best models. It also doesn't compress the model or anything like that, and only works with the raw power these models have to offer. They also rapidly iterate, and there's a new thing every week or every few days, meaning that it gets updated rapidly. It currently uses Claude 3.7 Sonnet, and it also uses a thing called Agent Markdown file, which basically provides the AI model with project-specific information about your code-base structure, development practices, and coding standards. It includes a button to generate one automatically if it doesn't exist. It is basically like the Claude Markdown file that Claude Code makes. So, this is also fine. Another thing that is a bit different here is the thing called threads. This can be cool or bad based on how you think about it. Basically, it syncs your messages to the cloud, and you can see the thread when you change systems. If you want to share a thread with your colleague, then you can do that as well, which is kind of cool in a team-like scenario. But for privacy and stuff, it might not be. And there seems to be no way to stop this either, which is also a bummer. Anyway, now let's head in and check it out as well. But before we do that, let me tell you about NinjaChat. NinjaChat is an all-in-one AI platform where, for just $11 per month, you get access to top AI models like GPT-4o, Claude 3.7 Sonnet, and Gemini 2.0 Flash, all in one place. I've been using Gemini for quick research, but what's really cool is their AI playground, where you can compare responses from different models side by side. Their mind map generator is a game changer for organizing complex ideas as well. The basic plan gives you 1,000 messages, 30 images, and 5 videos monthly, with higher tiers available if you need more. Use my code KING25 for 25% off any plan, or KING40 yearly for 40% off annual subscriptions. Check the link in description to try it yourself. Now, back to the video. So, there are 2 ways to use it, which are the VS Code extension as well as the CLI tool, and both of them are good based on what you want to use. I'll be mainly focusing on the VS Code extension, and then we'll move on to the CLI tool as well to show how you can use that. Anyway, just head on over to the extension marketplace and get the AMP extension installed. Now, we can just open it up, and this is what it looks like. But to start using it, you will have to head on over to the Settings tab, and here you will need to enter the AMP API key, which you can get by registering on the AMP site. Then you can just copy the API key from there and put it in the extension, and it will get connected. You get about 1,000 free credits, which should be more than enough for a while, though you can recharge through here. One thing that I don't get is that if they want it to be a full-blown coder that doesn't care about monetization, then why don't they have the option to use your own models, or at least custom API keys? So, that doesn't make as much sense to me. But anyway, the free credits are still cool. You can also add MCP servers to it through the settings option, and this is more graphical, which is great. And you can add MCPs through here without messing around with config files. Another thing is that in the advanced settings, you can see some more options. I basically like to configure these two options here, which are the extended thinking as well as the to-do option. The to-do option basically allows it to maintain a to-do list for the stuff, similar to what Taskmaster may do for you, and it can also plan and stuff like that, which is something that I found interesting. You can also disable extended thinking here to save some credits. Anyway, now let's try to use it. So, in the main thing, what you'll see is a pretty simple UI, and I really like the whole simple aesthetic of it, which is easy to navigate and better. It is also a little less chunky in memory footprint when you use it in VS Code, unlike Cline or Ru code, which can be a lot heavier at times. So, this is good in that sense. But, at the top, you can see the user-like icon, which allows you to change the thread visibility settings. As I said, each of the threads that you make here are synced, which allows you to share it with a team space if you invite someone else to your team, or you can also keep it private to not let anyone see it apart from you, as well as the public option, which will allow you to share a link with anyone, and they can access the chat thread and take it forward if needed. This is quite good, actually, if you work in a team, because it will allow you and your team to stay in sync in one thread, which is kinda cool. You can also see the threads that you have by hitting the thread option here and then navigating through here. Another thing is the Agent Markdown file, which is a file that basically analyzes your whole project and notes down the practices and build commands and stuff like that for the AI coder here to perform slightly better, which is relatively similar to what the Claude Markdown file does in Claude Code. This is my Kingbench app that I have opened here, and I'm going to hit this generate option, which should basically have a look at this and create a summary in the agent file. So, let's see about that. Okay, so you can see that this basically gives it a prompt to make the file, and then it gets started on it. It starts by looking if we have any rules or anything which it can look at and get the stuff from the rules file accommodated accordingly in the agent files, which means that it doesn't support rules files. Instead, the rules also need to be written in the agent file itself. So, that is something as well. It is almost like a rules file, because coding standards and practices are something that most people write down in the rules file. So, this is basically that. Anyway, in just a bit, it gets done. And one thing is that it doesn't open the diff view or show the code being streamed in a Cline, which is something that I'm used to with Cline and Ru code, and even Windsurf or Cursor also has this. But this doesn't support that yet. You can click the file and see the updated contents, and the diff view is visible in the chat panel itself, but it is not as intuitive. Also, it doesn't ask for approvals. So, if it is creating a file like in this case, then it didn't ask me to approve it or anything like that. Instead, it just did it, which is fine as I generally have this on auto approve anyway, but you may not like this. Anyway, it also shows the files and lines changed here along with the context usage. I'd again like to say that the interface is really good and easy to navigate through, which is something that I liked. Now, let's try to do something big with it. This is the King Bench app that I have here, and I wanted to add a toggle to change the theme from dark to light. And I also wanted to put in the styles for me in order to make this whole thing work. This is pretty hard to do. So, let's see. Okay, it's now working on this. So, you can see that it is going through the stuff, and it struggles at some places. Like here, it wasn't able to edit a file effectively, and it then wrote a new file and replaced it. And that's why here it asks me to approve the terminal command, which is fine. But the edit should work fine, which sometimes doesn't. And this happens with Cline and RuCode sometimes as well. So, there's that. Anyway, in a bit, it's now done, and it did it. And if we run this, then we have the button, but this doesn't work. So, let's ask it to fix this and make it work. Okay, it's now doing that. If we wait a bit, then it's now fixed, and this works kind of well now. So, it is able to do some complex stuff, but it is still not as fleshed out as Cline or RuCode in terms of raw power edits, but it is a really good option, and it is lightweight compared to the other options and much more responsive. It has some good UI, which I liked. Plus, the free credits are also cool, and you can give this a try and use it. It can also scrape URLs, as well as you can mention files, and if you hover over a file name, then it shows a preview as well, which is good, and you can also revert back a file if you wish to do that. The basic features of this are really fleshed out, and it needs some improvements, like the file edits not being shown in a file, and the approval thing is also not here, which is something bad. Also, it has a CLI tool, which you can install with the npm install command, and then you can use it in the command line. I won't go into depth with it, but you will generally get the same stuff here as well. This might be good for CI workflows if you want to share the same tokens in your CI or CD workflow. So, this is also good. I liked this whole thing and found it interesting and thought to talk about this. It seems kind of cool and more focused towards enterprise and team users, but still kind of cool to use, and it's lightweight and kind of cool in UI. Also, as I have said before, the threads get synced, which means that if you go over to the AMP site, then there you can see the threads, and you can also share it with others and your team as well, and they can have a look, and you can also connect GitHub and Notion as well, which is great. And there is also the option to connect MCP servers, which is also fine. It's kind of cool for a team thing as well. Overall, it's pretty cool. Anyway, share your thoughts below and subscribe to the channel. You can also donate via Super Thanks option or join the channel as well and get some perks. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.